Namaste everyone. I'm just going to do some singing bowl just to get us relaxed and ready for the beautiful session. So please get comfortable, have some water first, take a few deep breaths and enjoy. If you want to start taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, all the way down your center, and breathe out your mouth. Just feel your body centering and grounding, relaxing, and opening, ready for the wonderful session. Take the vibrations of the bowl all the way down into the center of your heart, and feel your heart opening up with your breath. And if you have any aches or pains in your body, let the vibrations of the bowl and let your breath go all the way to those parts, coat those areas, and just release. Let the high frequency go up into your mind and clear it. If you have thoughts that just won't calm down, focus on the sound of the bowl and focus on your breath. If you have any worries about what you're doing in an hour or later today, please forget them. Focus on yourself and enjoy the session. Sanjeev, would you like me to carry on a little bit longer? Can't hear you.
So yeah, maybe 2 more minutes and then you can welcome everyone and do some deep breathing before I start.
Okay. Let the frequency of the chimes knock out any pain or any sensations within you and fill you with positivity and a higher frequency to be ready to connect to the divine source. Keep taking deep breaths. If you can, make sure that your back is straight and comfortable, and make sure your breath is flowing in a consistent way, and feel everything calm and relaxed. Welcome everyone, welcome to our Saturday Satsang session. It's so nice to see so many of you here today. We have got wonderful subjects. I will let Sanjeev explain to you what we're doing today, but please at the end of the session let us know your thoughts on what you've experienced during the meditation, your thoughts on the topic of today, and I'd just like to let you know that if any of you are new, welcome. We have a wonderful community on the website. The link will be posted up. And you should be receiving a newsletter as well. Please come and join us. We have an app as well where we are starting to post a lot more content, quizzes to find out what part of Satsang would suit you the most, what sessions we have. We have coaching, courses. There's so much here for you. You will definitely find something that will suit where you're at in your spiritual journey at the moment. And we have a lovely community. We all share such wonderful energy each session, and some of us share quite a lot of what's going on, and it would be wonderful to have you all join us. So I'm going to pass you over to our lovely Sanjeev, and please enjoy the session.
Thank you, Christy. And happy Saturday, everyone. Glad that we are here in Satsang. So today we'll talk a little bit about, should we look at life just through achievement lens, which, as you guess, we will talk about the awakened brain and the enlightened heart, and we'll lead towards that through the talk. And then we, as usual, there will be elaborate instruction and then meditation, which includes, about 15 minutes of silent meditation. So all this that you see, music, discussion, and instruction, and then, it's all leading towards a deep meditation experience. And then after the meditation, we open up. At that point, I would prefer that we all interact as a community, and questions, comments, thoughts. And at that time, I think we can put our videos on. Right now, because of some technical aspects, we do not do that, but as well as spiritual, because we want to focus, we want to breathe in, we want to get into deep meditation. So before that, let's just dive into the topic for now. So should achievement be the only lens through which we see life? So, and I see some new faces, new names, and welcome everyone. So just upfront, I want to say this question is not against achievement. Achievement has its place. We all have responsibilities, be it family, work, education, health, service, duties, goals. We must act, we must contribute, we must grow. But what happens when achievement becomes the only measure of life? When achievement becomes the only lens, life slowly begins to feel like a battlefield. Every delay becomes an obstacle, every mistake becomes a failure, every person becomes either useful or inconvenient, every outcome becomes a judgment on our worth. And quietly, without noticing, we build this inner pressure. Am I doing enough? Am I successful enough? Am I respected enough? Am I ahead, behind? What are people thinking? What if I fail? And all this is in the context of the achieving mind, the achieving brain. And one of my friends introduced me to this book, which the title itself is so intriguing to me, The Awakened Brain by Lisa Miller. And some of this is pretty much inspired from there and my grandfather, Dr. Chaturved Sahaji, who established Ramashram Satsang Mathura in 1930. And this community, this process has been in place since. This virtual satsang happens every Saturday at the same time. The link remains the same. So you are welcome to join anytime you have time. So the achieving mind helps us function in the world. It helps us study, work, build, organize, serve, improve. But when the achieving mind becomes our master, we lose something very precious: peace, simplicity, ability to enjoy life as is. We lose touch with deeper presence within. And that is where Satsang invites us to pause, not to abandon achievement, not to reject ambition, not to become passive, but to ask, do I know the mind that is doing all this striving? So because achievement may occupy the mind, but awakening begins when we understand our brain, our mind. So the movement from achieving mind to the awakened mind. So one key thing, so I grew up in satsang, my grandfather, my parents, my uncles, and lots and lots of mentors I had throughout my life. I think it was, you know, um, the even keel approach in life is all thanks to all that. Um, so one of the tenets was to look inwards. But if you flip it, the achieving mind is always moving outward, looking through the lens of comparison, control, progress, success, reputation, result. So the thought process there would be, when I get there, I'll be happy. When this problem is solved, I'll be peaceful. When others recognize me, I'll be complete. When life goes according to my plan, I'll relax or be happy. But we know from experience, life does not work that way. We achieve one thing, soon after another desire appears. We solve one problem, another, is around the corner. So what's next? So can achievement give us lasting inner happiness? So Guru Maharaj, my grandfather, taught that true happiness is not acquired from the world. It is uncovered within. It also, one of the core fundamental principles he lived by. So that one teaching is, I think, very, very powerful. So do not expect the world to give you the peace that you can only awaken from within. And that's this process about, that's this meditation all about. So let's flip to the awakened brain, the awakened awareness. The awakened mind is different. It acts, but it's not consumed by action. It works, but does not worship success. It plans, but does not collapse when plan changes. It serves, but is not constantly seeking recognition. It participates, but remains inwardly connected. So I think Lisa Miller is talking about quest orientation, where your achieving mind could ask a question and you could reflect, and the awakened mind could be where you listen to that inner voice. So, what can I achieve? Rather, who am I becoming? Did I win? The question from the awakened side could be, did I remain honest, humble, and peaceful? How much did I gain? Could be the flip side, could be, did I contribute? What did I accomplish outside? What happened inside me when I was accomplishing it? So, and another thing about satsang is family is part of the path, work is part of the path, difficulties, failures, success, all, weaved in. So same life, deeper attention. So if I go to quest orientation, The real quest is not only outer success, the real quest is to understand the inner instrument through which we experience everything. So mind is the source of our ambitions, fears, desires, hidden motivations. And interestingly, it can work both ways. There is achieving awareness within us. There is awakened awareness within us. And, so there is the awakened, more deeper, more compassionate, uh, brain that connects us to that inner peace and the inner strength. The way, so I wrote a couple of articles based on this concept on my Substack, but one that is coming out is talk about it's not just the awakened brain. I think it's the enlightened or awakened heart that is as important. And what you will see as we move into the meditation, we focus on the heart center. We focus on the heart chakra. So the modern language is talking about the awakened brain, and that is to see life with meaning, connection, resilience, and spiritual awareness. But we also speak about awakened heart here, because heart is not mere emotion or sentimental living. It's a refined way of living. I work, but I have the softer side. I achieve, but I'm not arrogant. I serve, but I'm not becoming, possessive. I love, but I do not try to own. So the awakened brain sees meaning. The awakened heart lives that meaning. The awakened brain recognizes that life is sacred. And the awakened heart responds with humility, service, and love. And here we're talking about unconditional, selfless love. So, in Satsang, to live fully in the world while gradually awaking beyond the ego is the key. So where daily life becomes spiritual practice, and when lived with honesty, service, humility, and non-attachment, it becomes second nature. Your awakened brain and awakened heart becomes part and parcel of your way of living. So I think I can go on and on, but let's talk about that after the meditation, because we can talk about all these things, like we can talk all day about sleep, but we prepare a few things and we create this environment where we can have a better sleep. It's the same thing. What we have discussed so far, or what has happened in this session so far, is just to get us into this mode where we can have a deep meditative experience, and then we can, we continue to imbibe that energy through the interaction. So as we absorb, as we stay at a higher ground, we share that with others. So that's how it works here. So let's move into the meditation. So first, I'll give the instruction. Part of this is that whatever you do, mindfulness, other chantings and other things, other practices, you do before or after. During this meditation, try to just imbibe this transcendental energy in form of light, and we'll deeply meditate on it in silence for 10 to 15 minutes. So before that, we start with music. And before the music, let me just give you a few instructions. We do that every time because mind is, it doesn't like to be focused, concentrated, and every time you listen to the instruction and still goes away, wanders off rather than focus on one thought because mind is so used to multiple barrage of thoughts. Okay, so we want to focus inwards. So three things help there. One, eyes lightly closed, so the sensory input doesn't distract anymore. And then we just sit in a relaxed, and so we need to strain free head to toe and very still posture. So it's relaxed but very still, because every time body moves, mind moves with it. We don't want that. So eyes lightly closed, still and relaxed posture. And now here's the key. The backdrop of this meditation is that we are in presence of unfathomable transcendental energy, which is in form of light. So you can choose based on your belief what's the source of that light, but that source is conscious, is right here in front of you, and this transcendental light is coming into your heart and then enlightening it and then distributing throughout your body. So basically you are getting completely and totally immersed in this light. So you're embodying this transcendental light. And mind will wander away. You just bring it back, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that transcendental energy in form of light is here with us, in front of us. That's from that source, the light is coming into our heart and then distributing throughout our body. And we are becoming one with this light. We are becoming the light. We are embodying this. And a lot of people try to visualize, manifest. So all that is in a way part of this process, but I would say it ought to be effortless. We do not want to make too much effort. Even if thoughts are coming in the way, don't fight it. Just observe. We're observing this light coming into our heart, then distributing throughout our body. Effortlessly, we're just becoming completely and totally immersed in it. And if other things are coming in the way, we want to continue the practice daily to get to a point where we just effortlessly feel that we are inside and out, surrounded by this transcendental energy, which is uplifting, which is positive, which is the cosmic energy. So one more time, and then we'll start with music. Then music fades away. We go into deep silent meditation, and then we transition out with music again. So eyes lightly closed, still and relaxed posture from a conscious source of transcendental energy in form of light. This light is coming into our heart, distributing throughout our body. We are becoming one with this light. Mind wanders away, just bring it back to this thought and this thought alone. We'll start with music and then we'll go into deep silent meditation. Let's start now. So happy Saturday, everyone. Glad that we are here in Satsang. So, for multiple reasons, we don't start. We didn't ask everyone to like start the videos, but post meditation, I would prefer that if those who are comfortable with it, put the videos on and. This is your time, so questions, comments, thoughts. Um, so, and it, this was a deep topic today. Um, so, any earlier in the sessions, I used to say the only thing you give back here to the community is your questions and your thoughts. It's a good way to interact and just there are a few new folks. I would encourage that you introduce yourself for the rest of us, or um, but I respect that anybody and everybody who is enjoying the calm after the meditation. I definitely do not want to disturb that. Somewhere I read that never rush into meditation and never rush out of meditation. So transitioning in is extremely important because, and I think we kind of understand that we're running with all kinds of thoughts. So getting into a deep meditation, you need to transition in. There are multiple ways Guru Maharaj came up with, some music, some devotional songs and prayers, and uh, a discussion which kind of brings you away from everything else that's running in your head. And, um, you know, um, we can have some discussion afterwards as well. Kind of leaning towards that maybe in future sessions, but um, more your time because this is very easy on one hand, but sometimes easy doesn't mean that it's as effortless as it ought to be. So we are here to help you bring this and make this part of your literally daily routine. So anything and anything, everything that we can do to help this community, if it exists just for that we help each other um, understand the importance, significance, and reap the benefits of, um, you know, meditating deeply, at least for a few minutes a day. All right. On that note, any volunteers?
Okay, I'm going to break the ice as usual. Hi, everyone. That was a beautiful session. I went really quite deep today. It was nice to be back with the collective doing it. And I just wanted to share, for those who didn't read the piece I wrote on the community app this week. Last week I was away from here because I was feeling really, really unwell and sick because of the heat wave we had in the UK. And it was triggering my allergies and my asthma, and I was feeling panicky and anxious. And after a couple of days, I was getting worse and worse, and I started to like feel scared as well that, catastrophizing. So I had let my daily meditation practice slip while the heat wave was going on. So I decided to just do it, make myself meditate and just, focus. I knew it would help. So I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. And I connected to the light and I made sure that I filled my heart with it. And almost instantaneously, I felt comfort and reassurance that change will come. Change is inevitable. It's the only thing that's guaranteed on this earth. So I knew that the change would come and I would be okay, and that there was nothing to worry about, and that change would come again and I would be able to calm myself back down all over again. And it did make me think a lot about life and how we deal with our stresses and everything that happens to us, and how we can easily control how we react rather than just run away with what's happening with us and get caught up in the whirlwind and not focus, and to lose our connection with the light. So I just wanted to share that all with you, that if any big change happens or your daily stresses really catch up with you, just connect. Take the moments in the day to connect to the light, because it really does help. And yeah, I wanted to share that. And with the daily practice, it really does set in. It's that neuroplasticity that we speak about here quite often. The routine, the daily, like the committing to it, the dedication, and it starts to become second nature, and you really start to notice changes within. So yeah, I implore you all to just give it a go and keep it up daily, like Sanjeev was saying earlier.
Hi, this is Sriram here.
Hello.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I was looking at the topic, right? Should achievement be the only angle through which we are going to look into life? Yeah. It's a deeper topic. Just that I would ideally start with looking at how we see life first, isn't it? What is life first, isn't it? Is life something that we are going to look into it through a lens? It's what is life first? Because unless we define that, achievement would be totally different from it. For me, let's say spirituality. My life is spirituality. My achievement is going to be enlightenment or whatever, right? And for someone who wants to build, for an entrepreneur, you would want for him achievement is starting a business. For a poet, it's poetry. So, I had a deep inquiry when I looked into this topic. What is life first, and uh, uh, is it something that we should look into it through multiple angles? And when we look into it, is it that fragmented? So, this is the first thought that came into my mind. If I really want to. I would ideally start
So
with this understanding. Sanjeev, yeah, go
no,
ahead.
no,
Sorry.
I actually put satsang.substack.com. I actually have put in several articles on this topic, just looking at it from, is life fragmented? Should one belong here versus there? Or there could be a unified way of approaching it. And I think what is happening is that one of the core concepts that Lisa Miller in her book Awakened Brain is talking about is that if we just continue to go down, okay, I'm an entrepreneur and I need to create this company and this wealth and so on and so forth, you keep going and then you realize that there is something, um, it's like um, instead of peace, happiness, and um, calm, anxiety, sometimes loneliness, sometimes uh, other things start crowding in because actually there is no end. I mean, I see every day the billionaires are making more and more billions, but is that achievement going to fulfill them to make them feel complete and more happy in life? And I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that one of the statistics that she highlights is that the young people that are committing suicide is actually at an all-time high. And loneliness has become an epidemic. Depression has just gone through the roof. Why? And one of the things that she's saying is that we are not pulling these two together. The awakened state is for X, and achieving state is for Y, is, I think, not a holistic view. You need to have both. So you live an entrepreneur's life with value, with integrity, with peace, with honesty. So you grow, but not at expense of other things within you and outside. So, and in one of the articles I wrote, if I look at my father, my grandfather, who were, uh, you know, like literally a living example of an awakened brain. Um, they, my father was a chemistry professor, had kids. Um, for the outer world, he was as normal a person can be, no unnecessary titles and this and that. And then he would go to these events where there would be 10,000 people. He would meet thousands of people every year, uh, connect with them, uplift them, uh, you know, mentor them spiritually, awaken them. And all of that was just part and parcel of his life for all of his retirement. He was more busy in retirement. And so you can achieve and you can awaken at the same time. So that's and it's not either or. It has to be intertwined. One other thing, and this personal, and if someone agrees or disagrees, I would like to know, the purpose in life becomes clear when you have inner clarity. So is your purpose in life just printing some green, like making more money, or there is a higher purpose? And if you read through the scriptures and all the religions, and I feel the real purpose is to serve. And but serve how? And so in terms of so one of the things my grandfather's view was that if you achieve higher consciousness, higher awareness, if you teach others to do, achieve that's service. And so service needs to be, how do you connect with people who you are serving? Are you expecting something in return? Are you serving for, so it's so the purpose in life will become clear when you get to at least some level of awakened state. And I think that should be everybody's goal, to be clear on what our purpose in life is. I don't know if I was able to answer your question.
No, sorry, not really, right? Not really. See, the topic that we are trying to see here is, should achievement be the lens? Yeah.
Mhm.
So achievement comes, the word achievement itself will start making sense when we create a story or a concept of that life. Yeah. So everyone will have a different concept of life. Yeah. And to me, spirituality is another concept. A person who is writing a poetry, to him, writing the greatest poem might be the enlightenment. A person who is trying to achieve spirituality, okay, we come up with concepts like, they have enlightenment. All those are concepts or stories, if you ask me. So the same way a poet is dreaming, we can also say that this guy is also dreaming spirituality, right? So only when we inquire deeply into what we see as life, then we should see whether we are trying to achieve or are we supposed to realize. Yeah. I'm not against doing
Got it.
spirituality and something else. I'm totally okay. Yeah. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a banker. I do so many things. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. But still, when we say that, let's say for a filmmaker, you make a movie, you achieve. But do we stop there? We don't stop there. Yeah. And all these books that you mentioned, I understand all those books, but those are all conclusions. I didn't go through that understanding in me for me to accept that conclusion.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
no.
hope you get that. Yeah. Yeah.
See. I
So this satsang, sorry, Sanjay,
Go
this
ahead.
satsang, should we inquire about life, sir? Let's understand. Okay, let's ask. I see here Yuan. I see here Les, Banu, people there. What is life to you? So if we all try to see what is that life, and then slowly move towards a common understanding of what life is, then understand what is achievement, and then we say that we all come to a conclusion. Hey, come on, yeah, we after all these things, yes, writing a poetry is not the greatest thing. Becoming a billionaire is not a big thing. Why do we all, people who have come here, why
Fair.
do we all think? Why do we think this is the achievement? Then I think it would be it will not be just, it will be a more of an interaction, understanding, because even I want to see the what others feel as achievement. Yeah, and it is not it is not like a concluded statement. I mean, every books we read, it's always conclusion. Okay, what is the point with earning money? But I mean, uh, the people are. I mean, we are all running behind money. That's okay. That's okay. But
Yeah,
when will we awaken?
let's hear people out. I
Please,
hear
please.
you. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
that's all. Yeah.
good inquiry. So Arvindji, I'll start with you, and then we can go further.
Namaskar, Puja Bhaiya, and happy Saturday, everybody. It was really good. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak briefly. I enjoyed listening to the informed and very knowledgeable discussion from Mr. Sriman Tirumalai. Brilliant, brilliant discussion. In my humble thoughts, I like to just recall what Lisa Miller, who you spoke about, said. There's one sentence she mentioned in one of her interviews that it resonated with me. And it said, we've possibly been educated out of our own innate spirituality. We have been educated out of our own spirituality. And every individual here, Mr. Tirumalai, Juan, Christine, Sanjeev Kumar, Arvin, Joe Blogs, Tom, Dick, Harry, Larry, Curly, and Mo will have their own vision of how their life should be, whether it's fragmented, whether it's well put together. And that vision might vary depending on the time in their lives, when they're young, when they're achieving, when they're studying, when they've got a family, when they're middle-aged, they've achieved already, they move on to the next step, and so forth. So in my humble thought, and I may be entirely wrong in this, is that life is a highly variable, unpredictable cycle of events where nothing is constant. The only constant, again, appears to be things like the sun. The spirituality is a constant like that. So we hopefully, when we try to interpret spirituality, it's like interpreting, a power of the sun and talking all about the sun. Unless you've experienced the sun, once you've experienced it, then we can talk about it. So also the other thought is spirituality is like the air we breathe. We don't think about that air we breathe, do we? We just carry on breathing it. We take it for granted. And Guru Maharaj seems to say that spirituality is there with us always. And once we are helped to uncover it, and often it can be uncovered potentially by oneself, but it's usually with the help of someone who's been there, who helps one uncover that spirituality. And that may be a spiritual guru who's achieved that level, not just anybody. And that's the difficult bit. So, once you've experienced that spirituality, once you've been in touch with that eternal power, then we can talk about it. That's my humble thought, and just grateful to be
so
here.
in the I think Luz, you here. Hope your mother is doing better. All our prayers are with her. How are you doing?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. She's stable, but not necessarily better. And I'm doing okay, but I'm sick again. I don't know how. Maybe it's just like the stress, anxiety, and all of that. But I had a wonderful meditation as always with you all, and trying to really soak in this discussion. I have a lot of different thoughts running in my head right now on this. I think my thoughts most closely align with our Arvinji, and also maybe some of what you said too. I think the questions that were asked by the gentleman in the beginning, I'm sorry, I can't recall the name. Very good questions. Absolutely. Orientation, like what are we starting with? What we start with will influence how we understand, how we process, what we value. And so beginning with what are we starting with is a really good point. But I also think life is cyclical. And I think our understanding, unless it's a very broad understanding of what our purpose is, and it may be, it probably is. I mean, everyone has said it differently, but service, love, those broad concepts will cover a lot. But in your life cycle, your contributions and your purpose might even change within one life cycle, right? Like when you're younger, maybe part of your purpose is learning, helping other people around you. Maybe when you become a family person, the purpose shifts a little. But maybe if you keep that broad, well, my purpose is service, it'll touch each of those things, but it's going to change. Like it's going to change in the way you exercise your purpose, like throughout life. So that's what I was thinking when I was hearing this discussion. It's never going to be static. It's, but maybe it is if you see it in that overarching, broad way. But in doing so, understand that it's going to be exercised differently throughout your life, is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Luz was saying there. I think that life is fragmented. Of course it is. We all have our different stages in life, but amongst all of those fragments is different learning experiences that helps build our spirituality. Our spirituality is there all the time, but we build it. We raise our levels. We The more we experience, the stronger that will become, and the stronger our connection will become, and different phases of our life will strengthen that, maybe weaken that, and then as we come out the other side, we'll go back to being strong again. And I do have to just have one disagreement with what Mr. Tirumalai said, that we should all have a common meaning of life. I don't agree. I think we're all here on this planet to experience our own experiences, and for our souls to learn what they need to learn. And it's okay if we are all on different levels, if we've all had different experiences. What we can all agree on is how our spirituality makes us feel, and how connecting to the light makes us feel, and finding common ground amongst that. But definitely life is fragmented, and that's absolutely okay. But our spirituality is like water. It will constantly run, flow, ebbs, flows, it will crash, everything, it's always the undercurrent to our life. And I think, yeah, that's just my view.
So I am keeping my urge to pitch in.
No, please do. We want to hear from you.
But Onkar, what do you think?
So, I think like everyone has a perspective, and they are like great insights. So, what Mr. Thirmalai said, what Arvind Bhai have said, what Luz said, what Christy said, they are all great things. Like, so for example, Arvind Vaisa was saying like life is not constant and things will change, and your priorities will change with the time and with your understanding. And so the same thing is, and like Christy was saying, like life is an experience. So like it is a life is a collection of experiences based on basically at which level you are. So since not everyone can be at the same level, everyone cannot have like the same purpose or objective depending on his or her state. Plus where that person is. So even if the goal of a life is same, but if a person is climbing the Everest from the Nepal side, and the person who is climbing Everest from the China side, their purpose may be the same, but their experiences would be different, and their preparation would be different, and they will have like the different situations uh, to tackle on. And this is not about the physical experiences, but um, the as well as the spiritual experiences. So where you are, the end goal may be like the achieving a state where basically you don't have any questions remaining in your life, and you have no more questions. You are contented and happy whatever way you are in. You are in a hell, but you are very happy. You are in heaven, but you are not concerned about like that you are in heaven. So if you can get that to that state, but getting to that state would be different for different people, and they will have a different um, you know uh, they call sadhan, or basically means to get to it. That's basically I would say.
So let me interject now. It's a I think inquiry or a lot of times become almost like as though I can come up with the solution myself. And while I agree, at the same time, I disagree in the sense that I go to Confucius, who said this brilliantly. There are 3 ways to become wise. And so one is by experience. So you trial and error, hard work, research, etc., you learn it all. OMG. That would be a tough one. So he obviously calls that as the most bitter path, because you took the most grinding road. The second one he says is through imitation. So you find a guide, a consultant, mentor, and so through imitation, he says that's the simplest. So as Arvindji was saying, find someone who's been there, done that, figure that out through that process. And the third one is through reflection, which I think is where I think, Sri Raman, right? So,
Sri Rama.
Sri Raman. Reflection is like where I think some of the inquiry is leaning towards, but that, he says, is the noblest. Now, noblest in the sense that, and pardon me saying this, but there are very few really accomplished people who accomplish just through reflection. Now, so either you lean on someone or you take the hard path, but if you just say, so I heard 3 ways. One is called Hatha Yoga, or the bottom-up approach. That's the hardest. The middle of the ground approach, which Guru Maharaj took, which is find someone who knows it and hold the hands and, hey, consultant, tell me how this is done, right? And then the top-down approach is, you go and through reflection, figure this out. That's the Gyan Marg, or the Vedanta Marg, or the way in which the knowledge precipitates in you. And that is the noblest, in the sense that Guru Maharaj says that if you had that capability, I mean, I would go out on a limb. The way he articulates that, it's like not just the majority. I think you will be in the 1% or less. So even the biggest of the biggest achievers were interns somewhere. A lot of them. And then another thought, I don't know why that came completely on a different segue, but I have met n number of extremely accomplished doctors. And I'm telling them to, like, hey, meditate. And they're like, we are in service business ourselves. I do a very noble job. And I'm like, I don't think you know ABC of what I'm talking about, seriously. And I'm not saying this with any pride, or I'm just saying to make this clear. And the thing is, yes, they are in a noble profession. yes, they are doing what I would call service. But once you make it a transaction that you pay this much and I'll do this for you, the service goes out the door, right? And what happens is that, yes, you have accomplished the best, car that you could find, but at what cost? And I'm not saying that we need to do free service all the time. But all I'm saying is that just because you are serving doesn't mean that you're really unconditional, selfless service. Now, those two are like night and day different. Selfless service takes you to a place where 99.999 don't reach. But even the public servants who manipulate, even extort, and they are also in public service. But what kind of public servants do we have today? The achieving kind or the awakened kind? And that's the question that we need to ask. Where are we headed? Right. Wow. So thank you. I think this was one of the longest, post meditation sessions we ever had recently, but very intriguing and thoughtful. We all are in the journey to understand, to, look at the changes, then the fragments and all that, and make sense towards a state where, so if we are moving towards peace, if our behavior is getting better, and if our inner happiness, happiness is like qualified here, inner happiness, which is like the happiness which is not associated to specific possession, status, etc., your normal, when nothing else is happening, how happy do you feel? So your inner happiness is increasing. I would say, to me, am I operating at a higher level? Am I operating at a higher level than yesterday? Am I operating at a awareness level that's higher than yesterday? Is that, I think that if we are all operating at a higher level, a lot of this will become a moot point. Wow. So any thoughts, Sri Raman, before we wrap up for today, or AC?
Yeah,
So
and
maybe I want to. Sorry, go ahead, AC.
that's
Go ahead.
like, is achievement the only thing? Well, it depends on what your definition of achievement is. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Is it worldly achievement? Is it spiritual achievement? What? So it will depend on what your definition is. And based on that definition, then you move forward. Yeah, listening to all that you said is coming together because first off, as a planet, we have to be moving toward a greater a spiritual place, right? There's certain number of people that are going to move more spiritually, and then there's certain people that are going to move more carnally, and the carnal are moving toward destruction. And so it's a choice to make. And your choice that you make is going to depend on what you defined as most important to you. Is it more important to be spiritually grounded, or is it more important to be physically flashy or whatever. Yeah, but that's the division and that's the decision.
Yeah. And before Sriraman, you start, Heather, so what I noted was your dog was meditating with you, like my two dogs here. So it's
Yes, they are always with me.
yeah. Actually, they sit so quietly that I'm surprised sometimes. It's like they are actually meditating with us.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have them. I actually volunteer with them for seniors and kids. So thank you for this morning.
Sure thing, anytime. Where are you?
I'm in Tampa
Tampa.
on the coast.
Wow, nice. Must be really hot now, right?
It was in the 90s.
No, yeah. Which for Florida, it's it's okay temperature.
Another day. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Very glad to have you all here.
Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. So Sriraman, your last word here.
Sorry, I maybe I was misunderstood. I never meant to say that everyone's life is the same. My point was only to have an inquiry on what is life, so that this topic we can get into deeper. As AC has said, what is achievement? I want to go one step before saying that what is life. That's all I wanted to say. But otherwise, it was a very. I mean, I totally get what Yuvan, Christy, and everyone saying, and it was a nice session to have. Thanks a lot, Sanjeev.
Thank you. No, thanks for the question itself. It's like, it's always, we have different perspectives, different places that we come from, even intellectually speaking and spiritually speaking. So that's the strength. So on that note, welcome. And, yeah, so we are just, this is, it's called a journey for a reason. I think everywhere Guru Maharaj talks about a spiritual journey, the more we clearly understand why we are in it, what we are trying to achieve there as well, all that is good. Very, very good conversation. Thank you so much. Take care now. Love, light, and peace be with you. Take care. And yeah, we meet every Saturday, same time, and Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah. Where are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, in India, Chennai. Yeah.
Chennai. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you all.
All right.
Thank you.